Drogba indirdi ceza alan Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera! Fernando Muslera! Golün adı Muslera! Sarıyoglu, Drogba! This is incredible!
Merhaba, and welcome to the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast done by the community for the community. Today, I am your host, Emre, and I salute you all, my fellow leaders. And I say leaders. Why do I say leaders? Well, I have my two co-hosts with me, and maybe they can fill you in, for those who don't know, with my closest neighbor, Yasin. How are you, and what am I talking about?
Good, bro. I'm good. I'm very good, actually, because exactly what you're referring to, we are leaders. For the longest time, it's been a super close race, tied in points. So I still looked at us as leaders, regardless of the fact that maybe we were behind in terms of goal difference. But we are actually, technically now leaders with 2 points ahead of Fenerbahce. So hopefully we don't drop this spot for the rest of the year.
Whether we drop that spot or not, I trust our team can always gain it back because this team has that championship spirit. You know what I mean? John from Canada. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. It was a lovely, lovely weekend. Lovely results for us. And there's actually, before we unpack all this and talk about it more, I've been meaning to do something for, I think, like 4 or 5 episodes now. And
okay.
I gotta get it off my chest right now, because every time we record an episode, literally right after I press the stop button, I say, damn, I forgot again. So I have to give a shout out to one of our listeners. It is Shevket, the Shevket, and at Shevket Design on Twitter. And long story short, it was my Dede's birthday in December. And I was like, man, I was looking for a gift for him, and I was like, he's 80 years old. I'm like, what do you get an 80-year-old man? Like I always struggle with that, right? And I was on Etsy, like I think the day before his birthday, and I came across this. So for the listeners that don't know, I'm Turkish Cypriot, and I came across this like mug, this coffee or tea mug with this really cool like Kıbrıslı theme design, right? And I was like, oh, that's amazing. I wish I could buy that. I think he would like that to drink with his chai every night. And I was like, well, it's too late because his birthday's tomorrow. I scroll down on the Etsy page and I see our boy. I see that it's his page and he's selling it. So wow. I sent him a message on Twitter and I said, hey man, it's John from the Lion's Den. I said, I came across this ad. It's so cool. I'm trying to get it for my dad's birthday. I said, it's too late for me to order it, but can I maybe pay you and you can send me the design files and then I can get it printed on a mug here? And instantaneously replies back. He said, no, it's all good. I'll send it to you. I'm not going to take money from you. It's for your Dede's birthday. He sent me the files. I got the mug printed. My Dede loved it. He drinks his chai from it every single night. So thank you, brother.
What a mensch.
Yeah, Aynen, bro. Thank you so much for that. My Dede loves it. I've been meaning to give you a shout out. So here it is. Thank you once again, brother. Really appreciate it.
That's so. Shevket, you're a mensch, brother. You are a mensch. Well, happy belated birthday to your grandpa.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you didn't even tell us, man. Sometimes you don't tell us these things. Maybe we could have given him a shout out on the podcast too. You know what I mean?
I know, man. I was stressing about the gifts.
Well, I'm glad. What is, if you don't mind me asking, what did you get printed out exactly?
It's like a design in the North Cyprus flag. It's like, so the flag, I don't know if you guys know what it looks like. It's like the moon and star, just like on Turkey's flag.
Yeah,
but then but the flag is white and there's 2 red bars, one lines on the top, one on the bottom. And the flag is made up of all the different like cities and towns in Cyprus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a really cool design. So thankful for it, man.
Ooh, all right. Speaking of our game against Başakşehir, we won 2-0 at home. But before we go into that, we got to always ask, you guys got anything on your mind, any news you guys want to speak of? We did have a few new transfers. I don't know if you guys want to talk about them.
I think, did we do that last time already, John? I can't recall now.
The only thing we didn't talk about, we kind of left it as a cliffhanger, was Derek Kuhn. We said we're interested in him, but it's become official now. So we do have a new left back in town.
Yeah. We have a left back and a right back. And our right back, Serge Aurier, hasn't come back from the AFCON because he's actually an AFCON champion. Mm-hmm. Just Galatasaray DNA rubbing off on someone immediately, making an immediate impact. And they won against a team that had a Fenerbahce player. So that might be, foreshadowing for the rest of the season. Well, don't you guys think?
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. And you said AFCON, so Aurier is representing Ivory Coast, who we actually have a lot of prior and current players of the same national team. One of them is our very own Zaha. Previous to that is Drogba, Aboué, Seri, who is now at Fulham, and who's the last one? Emre, I think I sent you the picture. I don't recall now.
Keita.
Keita, exactly. So a lot of good players that I think, for the most part, fans have always loved and respected. Zaha is still kind of a work in progress situation, but I think we respect his passion and his love for the game. So hopefully his career at Gala finishes very similar to the rest of the guys. But congrats to them. Congrats to Aurier. He's coming back a champion. He tasted that sweet success with the national team. And I'm sure he's going to want that now with the club team. I mean, if you look at his prior clubs, he hasn't necessarily played at the biggest clubs in the domestic leagues where he was at. So he's not necessarily a big trophy winner. So hopefully he comes here together with Zaha and, fights for the championship with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did it without Zaha. You'd expect them to want to have Zaha on their team, but he has not been called. I don't know what's going on at the national team, but congrats to them. If you have anything to add to that, John.
Not really much to add about that. I was wondering what you guys think about
Derek
Kuhn as a player. Yeah, I know it might have been a bit hard to get intel on him because he didn't exactly come from one of the most popular leagues, but have you guys done any research, watched any videos, and what do you guys think about him?
He's from the second league in Germany. And basically the profile that I saw of him is that he is one of the fastest players that will have been playing for us, like Onyekuru levels fast. And another really good thing I heard about him is he can cross really, really well. And he can play. He used to be a midfielder or something like that. I have such a bad memory, but his original position was not left back. He's transitioned into left back, when he was much, much younger. So he has really good ball control. He's very fast and he can cross. He has good things. His defending is not going to be Bowie level defending, right? But Bowie was an anomaly. Let's just be real. No one's going to defend as well as Bowie, but his speed gives him an edge, especially in the way we play. We play very up front, press high. Oh, he's also good at pressing. So, yeah. Where did I get this? Sorry, I got to shout out to the person I watched the video, and you guys probably all know Orhan Uluca. He does these analysis of players. Very, very great guy. Would recommend his videos. But yeah, go ahead, Yasin.
Yeah, just to add on to that, I think we should talk about the details of the transfer as well. So
you're the finance guy, so yep, you do it.
He is 25 years old, so he's not necessarily old. He's not necessarily young. He's right about that age where some players haven't even hit their prime yet. So whatever we talk about now, whatever we've seen or others have seen of him in the past, this is not necessarily the peak of what we're going to see. He can develop into a much better player over the next 2-3 years. So hopefully that is the case if he fits well with us. With that said, 25 years old, we bought him from Hannover 96 in the second Bundesliga. for 3.35 million euros in transfer fees and an additional up to 300,000 in bonuses. It looks like a 3-year contract, I believe, with an additional option for 2 years. I don't have all the details translated in front of me, but those little details don't matter. Essentially, he's our player for years to come. And I just want to add, in terms of the player type that he is, I found a comment from a Hannover 96 fan on Reddit. And, a Gala fan, curious just like us, asked whether anybody knows any information about him. This user, I'm just going to quote him. No need to kind of shorten this. It's already pretty short. He says, Derek Cohn is the best offensive left back in the second Bundesliga. He's a threat for goal on his own. World-class left foot. Really good athletically. Someone lacking with his right foot. Great in space. Struggles with dribbling in close quarters. His defensive positioning is good. His tackling is below average. His best fit is wing-back role, but he has played well in a classic left-back position most of the time. So, based on that alone, I think there's a little bit of room for excitement. World-class left foot excites me. That's the first thing that
you had me at best attacking left back in the second league.
Bundesliga. And hey, guys, look, it's obviously not Bundesliga. You want a player that's very good in the best league there is, or, best domestic league in the country, but I don't think the second Bundesliga is bad. We've seen players.
I think it's
from
probably better
second
than
leagues,
Turkish league.
Probably in some ways, and they're competing too. It's not like he's coming from a lower level team from the league who's in relegation. No, he is playing consistent minutes. He has a bunch of goals, bunch of assists for his team. So he's on the rise, and we were able to buy him in the winter transfer window before his release clause was triggered in the summer. So I think we paid a little bit over what his release clause was going to be just to bring him in now, because obviously we needed him. So I'm excited, man. If he can pass the ball accurately, whether that's crosses, driven passes to Icardi, whoever's playing midfield, that's going to help us in our attack. I already trust our defense quite a bit, whether that's Abdulkarim at the left center back position or whether that's Nelson or whoever's playing there. I think for the league, we're already very good. So if he's going to be a little bit of a liability defensively, a little bit, that's okay, I think, until we get things sorted maybe in the summer or going forward. So I'm excited for him.
It's funny because he looks like someone that's from John's country, Canada. John, do you know who I'm talking about?
Man, I've been making jokes about this. I've had a couple laughs myself. So first, when we first found out about this guy, I was a little skeptical because I was like, oh man, I think he's kind of giving me Adekube vibes right now. Not just the way he looks, but like he was just kind of giving me those vibes, right? And then when he was announced in the group chat we have, I kept posting pictures of Adekube when he first joined. Like, you guys know that like signing room that we have where all the players take a picture next to our flag and when they're signing the contract. I just posted Adekube's pictures in the chat to see if anyone would notice. but anyways,
Bro, you got me. You got me with that. I woke up one random morning with I was scrolling through like 100 messages. And I quickly see that. I'm like, oh shit, he already signed? Like, I thought he was supposed to come at nighttime or some shit like that. And then I look closer, it's Adekube.
Yeah.
Jump, bro.
Yeah, I got a couple people with that. But anyway, I hope he doesn't turn out that way, which I don't think he will, because Adekube, I knew because I've seen him play so many times. I knew he wasn't, a high quality player, but Cohn is looking pretty promising, I guess. There's a lot of things about him that I think could translate well in our team and the league. So, you guys spoke about it already. I don't have much more to add, but I'm hoping he lives up to his, those expectations of being an attacking player, physical player, good crossing ability. So we'll see what happens, but I think it could turn out to be a very nice transfer, definitely.
Yeah, we've been playing with Berkan at left back. Go ahead, yes.
And it's kind of what we wanted from Angelino, right? Like when we bought him, we said, oh, nice. We have an actual left-footed left back who is known to be very good in the attack. he also was criticized to not be the most defensive left back. And we said, okay, that's fine, as long as he makes up for that for actually being an offensive left back, which turned out not to be the case. So hopefully Derek Cohn is, actually lives up to those expectations. And another thing that's actually really important to note is Derek Cohn is not registered in our Europa League squad because of the timing of the transfer.
Right.
So unfortunately, against Sparta Prague and going forward, we will not be seeing Derek Cohn in our squad playing left back. So hopefully Berkan Kutlu or whoever is playing in that position is sufficient for us. Yeah.
If you want to,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the biggest difference between him and Angelino always waited for the ball to be like passed to him before he crosses. The difference between him and Cohn is Cohn can make space for himself with the ball, and I have a good feeling about him. I really do. So I'm glad we got out of Angelino's contract, man, and we got him for half of the price of what we were gonna get Angelino, almost, give or take. So I like this transfer. This is the type of transfer we need to go for, not like Fursat transfers like Tete or Zaha or players that are on the downfall. And I think we ran out of Floria water at this point, because you can't have this many people and expect the team to gel together. That's one of the biggest problems. And you heard what the guy said. He's the best attacking left back in the league. So I'm happy with this transfer. I think it's a good transfer.
Yeah, and his wages are very low. I mean, some people might say 3.5 million. That's a lot of money in today's market. Number one, it's not a lot of money, and number two, his wages are under 500K a year. That is very, very affordable. So, worst case scenario, he doesn't work out, and he has interest in other leagues, whether that's Bundesliga and whatnot. His age, like I said, he hasn't even hit his prime yet. Worst case scenario, you market him through an agent to another team, and you sell him near cost. So it's a win-win situation for us. I think we really did a good job with this one. Of course, we need to see how he plays out, but it looks good on paper, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, I hope so as well. And I think Okan Buruk can make use of him. He likes fast players, so I think we'll do good. He knows how to make people shine most of the time. It might not always work out, Angelino and whatnot, but players like him, I think he'll do fine.
Fast, athletic players in the Super League, it's
a combination for success.
Exactly. If you look at these Anadolu teams, even though they might have the most quality players, gifted players, they bring in these athletes that are just really fast, that can run, have really good stamina, and they always cause trouble. So worst case scenario, we have somebody like that, and I see that as a good transfer. So looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah. So we're leaders now. After winning against Başakşehir, our opponents tied at home, losing 2 points. So what do you guys think of the season so far? It's been a neck-to-neck fight and struggle. And the way they actually secured a point is just unbelievable. And our admins on Twitter came out and released a statement. They haven't released a statement like this all season, I think. I could be wrong. I don't follow that often. But they came out and said some telling stuff like, oh, we're not going to let you guys, get away with this. We're going to be champions, something like that. Because, there was really, really bad reffing in that game. They got a ridiculous penalty. The worst penalty I've seen so far in this league. One of the worst. And the red cards that were not given. John, you tagged me on WhatsApp immediately because you know me. What's up?
Yeah,
explain it to these fools.
Yeah, dude, that
don't think that there's something wrong with our league, that there's no corruption.
I mean, every season, there's always those couple moments that kind of rise above all the other ones because it's just so bad. And what I saw with that penalty that was given today, I didn't even know what to say, man. It's just so pathetic. It's so pathetic. And the thing that makes it worse is it's bro, you have people in the VAR truck. What are they doing in there, bro? What are they doing? Are they playing Pal World on the fucking monitor, like next to the one playing the game? Like, how is this even possible? So
You know that guy, that's the meme that came out recently with the guy smoking? He was like a commentator. They're probably all of them in there smoking like him.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I can't believe it. And like, you can't help but think there's has to be something going on there, bro. Like when you see stuff like that, like it literally looked like, I'm not saying this is what actually happened, but it literally looked like halftime came. They told Jiku or whatever the hell his name is.
Jiku.
Yeah, they told him, all right, when we go back out there for the second half, just fall down. We're gonna give you the penalty. just fall down. Don't worry, we're gonna give it to you. And it literally looks like that's what happened. You know
why? In addition to that, real quick, the ref blew the whistle so fucking quick.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
No
immediately,
hesitation.
like no hesitation, bro. Just blew the whistle, pointed to the fucking penalty spot. I'm like, brother, like I'm still like trying to understand what happened here.
Yeah. And like usually
no VAR
when
check.
And bro, when they do that, so even when he like Hammond blows the whistle, points to the spot, usually he kind of like wanders off a little bit and like puts one hand up to his ear to like indicate he's listening to. Bro, where was that? Where was that, bro? I did not see you listening or checking anything, bro. What the hell is going on here? Like that, this was the moment. Like there's been other pretty bad ones in the season, but this one, bro, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it.
Meanwhile, when we need a penalty, they'll go through VAR check. That VAR check will go through Congress. It'll have to be signed by the president.
Forget it.
You know what I mean?
It's a whole
ridiculous.
process.
That's what happened when Alanya scored their first goal, bro. So they scored because Ferdinand, the fucking ballon that I'm just kidding. He's a good player, but he fucked up defensively. He lost the ball because of a tackle from an Alanya player. They scored. Brother, they checked VAR for like 2 minutes. Like they're looking at like every little angle that you can think of the tackle, of the challenge, of the goal, like the offside. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are gonna cancel this goal that is perfectly clean. I was so shocked that they allowed the goal to happen. I'm surprised they didn't like just create something random for them to cancel it.
I know.
Yeah, they be making rules on the spot. It's kind of funny.
And bro, on top of that as well, there's copyright claims on all the videos that are posted on Twitter for that position.
Every week, not just that position. Every Fenerbahce questionable position,
it's
every single week, John.
As soon as they go up, bang, they come right back down. It's so insane.
And it's the opposite for us, the inverse for us. Like when there is a position in our favor, it stays up.
I know.
All week.
10
not
angles,
a single
4K,
yeah, exactly.
720p, 1080p, 4K, 8K, 3D, Dolby 7.1 surround sound. Like it's just insane, bro.
That's a really good point, though. Like I've noticed that too. It's shocking how quickly that they're good about deleting those positions. Like people can't even see the truth, man. Like people legit can't see what happened. And they have to go off of like random ass screenshots or like the worst angles that they somehow happen to leave up online. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like Emre mentioned, I just find it so cringe and hilarious at the same time. So like he was saying, we made a Twitter post saying like, you know, we were like, oh, like a referee that's blind to red cards and like a weird penalty. And they were saying like, you know, the one that deserves to win will win the championship, like despite all this bullshit. And then Fener replied to it and they're like, oh, like they're essentially saying, you know, you guys are the ones who know best about blind referees and weird penalties and all of this bullshit. And bro, like it's just, you get to a point where you don't even know what to say. You kind of just ignore it, bro. Like it kind of used to get under my skin before, but there's no basis in what you guys are saying.
Bro, because they spew out things so frequently that nothing they say have value anymore. They lost all like value in what they say.
Yeah,
like their Twitter is basically run by a 17-year-old, you know, kid going through puberty or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they can, you know, scream off, do whatever they want. No one no one cares anymore. And we're starting to play by their rules and their game. We're not shutting up. We're not being the good guy anymore. I think what was it? Adnan Timur was like, "Oh, we're not being the nice guy. We're gonna play the way they're playing," something like that. I clearly remember. It was like a recent interview. So, yeah, needs to be done. There are people saying this is not Galatasaray. This is not what we should be doing. They're right to a certain extent, but enough is enough. Where you see blatant things like this, and even though when they're wrong, a lot of the time they will still find a way to blame the referees, even after they win. So, you know what they say, Allah'ın adaleti şaşmaz. God will find a way to serve you what you are owed. So, with that said, we are 2 points ahead. And we have played a Başakşehir game at home. Who wants to take us into that game?
That's my cue. Let's do
John,
it.
that's your cue, bro.
So, like you said, we were at home against Başakşehir. This one finished 2-0 victory for us. It was the 25th round of the Superlig. We'll go through our starting 11. We had Muslera in goal, Kaan, Ayhan, and Berkan as our fullbacks once again. Davidson Sanchez and Nelson center backs. Lucas Torreira, Kerem Demirbay, Kerem Aktürkoğlu, Barış, Mertens, and Icardi up front. FotMob and SofaScore both have our highest rated player as Barış, and we'll go through some stats as well. So we had 52% possession, an XG of 1.36, 18 total shots, 7 on target, and 2 goals to nil, like I said, by Barış and Mertens. I'll give my thoughts quick about the first half, because I think the first half is a bit different than the second half, which we'll discuss. But what I really loved about this match was, something that was a little different for us, and that was scoring 2 goals early. And we did that in the Samsun match as well. And I was mentioning, like, it was such a breath of fresh air, kind of putting the match away in the first half. But again, kind of like the Samsun match, we scored 2 pretty early goals, and then, I don't know, we couldn't make anything happen after that. It was weird. Like, the first half, we were kind of just, rolling and like marching on. It looked like we were going to steamroll them again, and then we just kind of got stuck in the mud again in the second half. But the first half was looking promising, and again, I can't believe it, man. Like, Barış, I don't know what else to say about this guy, man. Like, he scored a beautiful goal to make it 1-0. We kind of played the ball long, kind of, and it was like bouncing, and he was kind of in like this weird foot race with the defender, and then he actually got the ball. The defender was draped all over him inside the box. He turns on his weak foot and bangs it and scores. And
he does a little fake.
Yeah, bro, I can't believe this guy, man. He's so good. And like, to reiterate what I've been saying again, as of right now, it's impossible to bench him. Impossible, bro. And like, the spots he's been playing are getting filled, like left back and right back. But even though there's so much competition for, on the wing, it's impossible to bench him. But anyways,
I don't think there's any competition on the wing. He's going to be right wing, if you ask me. He deserves to be on the right wing.
Yeah, like, you look at our bench, and we have Zaha and Tete on the bench. Kerem, who's starting, which a lot of people, including myself, don't think he should be starting anymore. And yeah, I don't know. But all I know is he needs to stay in the starting 11. That's all I know. But what do you guys think about him and the first half?
If I may, I just want to talk about Barış a little bit. Apparently, Barış has been hiring people like coaches, mental coaches, physique coaches that help him work on his physique to work on him. And he's been watching replays of positions that he messed up to fix that, to work on that. So Barış is doing a lot of work on himself personally to make himself more viable. And we have to also give credit to where it's due. Okan Hoca, at the end of the day, he's the one that's utilizing him the way he's utilizing him for him to be successful. So you have these two different factors: the effort from the player, the effort from the coach, and then you got Barış. And like you said, there's no way you can justifiably bench Barış right now over anyone. damn, you might even play him over Serge Aurier if you need to. Like, if you can't play Kerem and you need someone for the Turkish quota, you can throw in Barış. And one thing I want to, I have like a different outlook on the 2-0 thing. Why we like kind of, take our foot off the pedal in like second halves. I believe that Okan is right now, he is working with scraps. Let's be real. He's working with scraps, and he has a bunch of injured players now. Nelson is injured. You have Khan that needs, surgery. You have Oppo that's injured. And you don't really have a lot of options right now in the midfield. You're playing with Kerem Demirbay, right? And most of us would probably, well, even though he's doing much better the past few weeks, your options are limited. And do you really want the team to just go for that 5-0, 6-0, or do you want them to get the 2-0, play as needed, hold that 2-0, and just focus on winning on the next game, doing the same thing? Go hard in the first 30, 40 minutes, get the goals, and then, sit back and relax. I think that might be the thing that's going there. What's up?
I don't know. Not sure if I agree with that because it's risky. 2-0 is a good lead, but it's also very dangerous because, especially when you score early goals, right? We saw it against Samsun, as John just pointed out. We scored 2 early goals against Samsun, and that just fires up the opposing team to say, fuck it. Like, if you're going to go with 60% throttle in attack, we got to go 90. We got to go 100 now. And then if they score, they could easily have enough momentum to score a second goal before halftime, or that could create panic for us. Not to say that, I think we're good in this perspective this year. We don't necessarily panic when the moments do get tight.
And our defense is good.
Our defense is good, but you never know, right? Like these teams that we play against, Başakşehir, Samsun, they're not necessarily bad teams either. They're not great, but they're not bad either. And all it takes is 1 or 2 players to be in very good form, to be in very focused in that moment, in that time period, and just be fired up. And all of a sudden, before you know it, it's 2-2. And then before you know it, the ref screws you with a bad red card, yellow card, a bad challenge, a penalty, and then you're risking losing 2 points there. On top of that, we talked about it last week with John, goal difference is huge. We're 2 points ahead of Fenerbahce, but that can disappear next week. God forbid we tie, they win. All of a sudden, it's tie game again. And then goal difference is important. We saw it with that one season with Beşiktaş. I don't want to get to the end of the season and risk being tied points with Fenerbahce and not win the title because they scored more goals than us. And to avoid that, you want to take advantage of these opportunities when you're playing at home. The crowd is behind you. You score 2 early goals. Just keep going. You have the quality to do it. Look, I get what you're saying, and I think it's somewhat logical, but maybe instead of 2-0, get 3-0. Get the third goal, and then maybe, take it a little bit easy. Because when you get lackadaisical after 2-0, it's not only is it just not pleasant to watch as a fan, but I don't know. I don't like that feeling it causes the team. I think the team should always be hungry, always be serious and focused in the attack. I'm not necessarily saying don't go into every challenge like 100% and risk getting injured. Obviously, you don't want to do that. But still, play seriously. That's the one thing that I criticize. After the second goal, it's like the team just became a little bit too lackadaisical, too comfortable. I get it. We're playing at home. We have the comfort. We can always pick it up a throttle if we need to. But I think we should maintain a certain respectable level the entire 90 minutes, no matter what. And I haven't been seeing that. It's not the end of the world, but it could bite us in the ass one of these days, and I don't want it to.
We're in a position in a season where it is so cutthroat because every point matters. I understand the fans want to see 90 minutes of good football, but do you want to just see good football or do you want to be champions, right? Not necessarily saying that you can't have both, but currently with what the coach has in his hands, it's not very practical to expect 90 minutes of good football every day, every time we play, like every week. Plus, you also have to understand that we're going to have multiple games now. We're going into a session where we're going to have Europe and then the Turkish Cup. And you don't even have a backup for Torreira. Your your squad B squad is basically Ndombele and Eyüp Aydın. You don't have anybody. So think of it like that. Like, you don't want to exert too much. And to be quite frank, Başak is not a mediocre team. Their past 13 games, they only lost one game, and that was to Fenerbahçe. And they were down a man for like 60 minutes, if I recall, 60 or 50 minutes. So I think the team, is not that they're lackadaisical. I think they, trust themselves enough to know, oh, they score a goal, we'll pump up, the gas as well. No worries. Right now, I think that's the plan. But you are right. It can bite us in the ass. But what can bite us even more in the ass is when we start losing players and not winning any game. That might hurt us even more in the long run. So I think he's just trying to maintain a certain level of performance from the team and try to maintain a little bit of their stamina and their form, not push them too much.
Do you guys have you guys ever heard the saying in football that a 2-0 lead is the worst lead to have? Have you guys heard that?
Yeah,
I've seen.
And it's kind of crazy. There's something about that 2-0 lead that's like begging to be 2-2 or God forbid 3-2 sometimes. But I think in my opinion, it's a difficult balance. Like, it's like we went up 2-0 and then I don't know, like we had a couple decent chances to score again, but it doesn't exactly feel like we were pushing very strongly for the third, I'll say. It didn't feel like we were trying to sort of overwhelm them and make them give us the third goal, right? And I don't know, it is kind of worrying when that happens. And like, there's certain moments in the match, like in the 35th minute, Kerem had a really good chance on the right-hand side. Like, I've seen so many people say different things. I don't know if you guys can recall the position. I know, Yasin, you were talking about it in our group chat earlier. It's like some people are like, oh, he should have just kept running and shot the ball. Or some people saying he should have put in sort of a curling pass towards Icardi that was running towards the second post. And like, that was another position. And how that position ended up was basically he played it across the box. Barış had the ball and he passed it to Mertens that was on the penalty spot. And Mertens shot it and Volkan just made a really great save. But it's moments like that where, like, bro, if you can just secure that third goal, the landscape of the match kind of changes. Like once it becomes 3-0, then that psychology kind of sinks in and the other team, maybe they might start doubting this result, right? But like when you keep it 2-0 for so long and such a big part of the match, the other team still has like that little bit of hope in them that they can still pull something back, And yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could have got the third, but it's just always, I don't know. We just can never make it happen. It's kind of frustrating,
Yeah. I mean, to the other side of that as well, the psychology part of it, right? The other team thinks that they can come back. Our players know that they can come back too. Like 2-0, as you said, is a dangerous lead. Our players know that if they score, they can come back. And there's a little bit of discomfort that comes with that in how you play and the way that you play. I'm still for the idea of just push for that third. Like, we started the game really, really well, by the way. I don't know if we talked about it. High press, everybody collectively pressing high. We won so many balls in the midfield. We were able to attack and counter because of it. Like we scored the 25th and 31st minute, not because of just pure skill or random luck or a big mistake from their end. It's because we really pushed for it. So my thinking is, why not push like this for the first entire 45 minutes, 60 minutes? Because, Emre, look, you're talking about being careful about the players, stamina, health, injury, all that. Look, Mertens came out in the 73rd minute. Kerem came out in the 45th. That was because of injury. Nelson came out in the 59th because of injury. Both situations, I think, were a little bit of just bad luck. It's not like they ran themselves into injury or anything like that. It was just kind of injuries that happen on the field, right? That can happen any
Right.
moment.
Now
And then
think about it. If you add the injuries that you're talking about that can happen from overexertion, now then you're going to lose half your team.
I see what you're saying. I don't know. I think like if we can maintain, like if we can't maintain that for 50, 60 minutes, then what are we doing here, right? Like I don't think it's a lot to ask.
I think we can, but what need is there, right? Like John said, we got the 2-0 and we found positions to make it 3-0. But that seems to be a bigger pressing issue. We're not finding the 3-0, making those last minute decisions that are not like securing that goal. And I think the idea is, look, from Okan's like, guys, listen, we're going to get the first and second goal, and then teams are going to have to open up, and then we'll find easier positions. We just got to chill and let them come to us, and we'll find those positions. All you guys got to do is score. But that's the problem. They're not scoring. Same thing happened to Samsun as well. We did find a few positions that they didn't capitalize on.
Yeah.
And I get where you guys are coming from. Get the 3-0. Don't even leave it to that, right? Secure the 3-0 victory or 3-0 score, and then they'll have to go even harder or just break their spirits. But, like, they don't know us. They don't know Galatasaray. We came back how many times this season being down a goal?
Yeah, yeah.
We were down 2 goals at one point, if I recall, one of the games. And we came back. So I ain't too concerned about that, to be honest with you. If you guys have nothing to add to that, I do have one topic that a lot of people seem to be talking about.
Sure.
All right. Our man, Mauro Icardi, man. What is going on? I kind of see what's going on. A lot of people are saying, here, look, he doesn't have the same tenacity from last year. His movement is not there. He's not showing the same effort he used to show. A lot of people, I would tell them, look, you're right, but I have a counter argument to why he's not doing it. Last year, you had 2 wingers that their primary objective was to find Icardi and assist him and feed him. Icardi saw the ball so much more last year than he did this year. Now you have 2 wingers that are so selfish at times. Zaha, not as selfish, but Tete has been one of the most selfish players I've ever seen in this team. Zaha, for some reason, Zaha does not cross the ball or pass to Icardi until he's in the box. Whereas Kerem will try to missile lock onto Icardi from anywhere on the pitch. And the amount of goals Icardi found last year, positions, was immense. And now if I'm Icardi, if I'm a player, picture yourself in his shoes. You're in a Halassa, right? Playing 5v5. You're doing all the defending. You're running back and forth, but you're not seeing the ball. After a while, you're going to be like, yo, why am I running? What am I doing all this for? It's like, yeah, you're getting paid, but it's like you got to have some like hope of seeing the ball and scoring. Otherwise, you're just running like a headless chicken. People will say, well, his form is not there. True, he's not finishing positions he's finding at times, however seldom they do come. But in terms of motivation, I can see why he's not as motivated. I think once the Hoja finds a little bit more of a solution to this issue and he picks up his form slightly more, I think he'll be better. Let's not bring out the pitchforks and the torches just yet. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
What do you think about that, Yasin? Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not concerned. I really am not. Like,
Same, I'm not either, man.
it's I think a lot of it is exaggerated too. Like, oh, he's not running this, that. Like the position that I think John was just mentioning. You know, Kerem came down the right side with the ball.
Yes.
Icardi ran as fast as and he hustled as much as I've ever seen him before. He ran very fast, quick pace. He gave his all. He ran right behind the defender. Great run, timed it all. And Kerem just didn't make the right pass. Icardi did everything he's supposed to do. He just didn't get the pass. And I think that kind of summarizes what we've been seeing so far. It's just he's not getting the passes that he normally does. And it's an accumulation of a lot of things. Kerem, who is one of the guys that found him the most last season, is in terrible form. His touches are awful. His vision, all that, like his shooting is inconsistent or just out of form, right? Like we all accept this. He's not a bad player. He's just out of form. Okay. And then on the other side, we're missing, what's his name?
Rashica.
So like a lot of these little things, it's just kind of, it's creating a bad situation for Icardi. Otherwise, I think we mentioned it essentially every episode now, his hustle is there. His desire is there. He gets mad when he doesn't get the ball. And it's not mad in a toxic way either. There's players that get mad and frustrated. That's toxic. And how can you see the difference? It's when it's constantly all the time, whether they get the ball or not, or whether they're involved or not. Like, when does Icardi get mad? It's when he makes the run and he doesn't get the ball, but then he's very quick to get back into the play. When his teammates score or make the right pass to somebody, even though it's not him, he's happy. He's involved. As soon as we score, his hands go up in celebration. He's one of the first guys to run over to the guy who scored or who just shot, the winning goal. Like, he's very excited. He's very invested into the team. As long as you continue to see that, which I am, I'm not concerned. Icardi is a striker. He wants to score goals. He probably sees his accusations, which I joke around myself, Picardi, penalty. That's all he does. Like, you guys see me joke about it all the time. He's a penalty merchant, this, that. I mean, look, there's a little bit of truth to that because that's all he's been scoring, but that's not because he can't do the other. It's not because he can't score normal goals. It's just he hasn't been getting the opportunities. Yes, he'll trickle. It's not to say he's getting zero opportunities, but not nearly as much as you want to see for a guy of his caliber.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not concerned. I think all it's going to take is like one game where he's going to score one or two like normal goals in open play. And it's just going to be history from there. Yeah.
You were saying that he's finding goals only from penalties, but riddle me this. How many times can a player have their goal canceled from offsides?
That too. That's got to be frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
So.
And he was like barely. If it was any other team, if they're wearing yellow and blue colors, that offside wouldn't be offside because it's ridiculous how often that happens to him. So it's I'm not worried about him. I'm just worried that like the fans did what they did to Kerem was a little too much, and you can see the effects of it having an impact on his mental health. I hope that doesn't happen to Icardi as well. Like, eventually people will get frustrated, and the amount of alga, just manipulation going on in the media, it might get to the fans' heads and they might start revolting, might start saying, why is Icardi playing? Why is he doing this? And all I ask for people is just don't give into that. Got to give players some time. Just try to think of the player from their shoes from time to time. That's all I can ask for.
I don't think that'll happen because the difference between Kerem, or the reason why Kerem is getting that bad commentary, is because he's getting all these chances and he's fucking them up consistently. Whether it's the pass or the shot, every fucking week, John is losing his hair because Kerem is fucking shooting missiles to
don't
fucking
get me
Mars.
Wrong. I'm not saying don't criticize. You have every right to criticize. You can criticize Icardi, but I'm saying when you start saying terrible things on him, when you start booing him when he's coming off the pitch, that's going to help nobody.
Yeah,
nobody. That's not going to help you.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you, but like his reputation is at unprecedented levels in terms of recent history for Gala players. So I think he has a little bit of rep before any of that goes south.
You'd be surprised because I'm seeing a lot of people starting to complain too much about Icardi.
People complain all the time.
I'm not sure what people want though. Like, I think a lot of fans just look at the result and the score sheet, and they're just like, oh, 2-0 against Başakşehir, Barış Mertens, no Icardi goal, trash. Like, I don't think, like, I don't know what fans want him to do. Like, he doesn't get in that many like clear positions, bro. Like,
also, if I can add to what you're saying, he is being so heavily marked. He's being abused in that box, and refs are letting it happen.
Yeah, it's like I'm not sure what they want. It's like if he was wasting chances or just losing the ball all the time unnecessarily, then I can just say, oh my God, like this guy cannot score, bro. Like we have to get him off the field because when we get the chance, he just can't put it in the net, right? But I just don't see that, bro. I don't see him getting these touches in the box. Like there might be a couple times where he like the ball will come in at a weird angle and he'll have like a bad touch and the ball will bounce away or something like that. But there's so few chances where he's in front of the goal and can strike the ball and try to score. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I just don't see that happening. And there was one, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was one moment in the match where like he had the ball from outside the box and he kind of dribbled his way. He like dribbled his way through like 3-4 players. Do you guys remember that? It was like around the 60 or 70th minute, I think. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. And it didn't happen. But like it's like he's relying on these kind of chances, bro. Like that's not what Icardi does. Icardi doesn't take the ball from outside the box and dribble past 4 players and score. You know what I mean? It's like he relies on us to build something up so we can have a quality chance and score it. But it's just not happening, man. The ball's just not falling.
I also saw him try to take shots from outside the box too. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's getting desperate now, bro. Like he's doing anything he can to try to score a goal that's not offside and not a penalty, right? And I think Yasin mentioned it. Like, I think it just kind of is going to take 1 or 2 goals for him to start just having that like instinct, just to be in the right place at the right time. But as of right now, the ball is just not falling for him, bro. It's not. He can't get anything going right now. So
yeah, no, I agree. Hopefully in our game against Sparta Prague, he might actually have an opportunity to score. But before we go there, what about Mertens? He's putting in a performance. Wouldn't you guys agree?
He's so consistent, man. Like so consistent in certain things that he does. Like I'm not saying he's so consistent in scoring or getting assists, even though he has been. Like in the Samsun match, he got an assist. He scored in this Başakşehir match, but he just shows up, bro. Like he just shows up to play. He
wasn't great in the beginning of the season. I think that's why you had Kerem play there. He wasn't like how he was now.
Yeah, but it's like I don't feel that he had like I don't know. It was kind of choppy, bro. Like I didn't feel like he really got a chance to like really get going. Like Kerem just when he went in that position, like it just kind of fucked everything up. Like he's consistently playing there now, which is what I wanted because I think he makes a really big difference for us in the way that we play. And he's been putting in like 70, 75, 80 minutes, which is good enough for me. And it's been working out. So yeah, I would hate to see anyone else in our team with the players that we have. I'd hate to see anyone starting over him because I don't think that's deserved and I don't think that would be the best move either. Right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
To add on to that, Mertens is not a plug and play type of player. He's has a very unique way of playing. He's a smart IQ player, and he, as I've said many times in the past, he makes the players around him better. He's a vocal point of the team in the offense, whether that's the cam role or sometimes maybe second striker or winger. You need to understand how he's playing, and he needs to kind of find his groove in the team, and that's not something that you can just throw on. A player in the 50th minute and expect him to all of a sudden change the offense immediately. And that's why I think, Emre, to your point, in the beginning of the season was choppy. Because we had Ziyech, we had Kerem, we had Tete, we had Barış. All these different players playing different positions. Okan Buruk trying to figure out what 11 works. Zaha, I almost forgot Zaha. So all these different players that he's trying to figure out in that front 4 lineup, and Mertens naturally being the oldest, probably was less in the pecking order. He's on his last year of his contract. And we have all these new younger players, new expensive players that we probably expect to play. So Mertens was coming in and out, and like even with or without him, our offense just didn't have its identity because we just changed so much from last year. So again, plug and play didn't really work. Now you see him consistently playing. You see he knows what he needs to do on the field, and the players around him, they know what to expect from Mertens. They all learn. It doesn't matter if you put Barış there. It doesn't matter if you have Halil up there, whoever it is, right? They all kind of understand, okay, this is how Mertens plays. Now everybody else is a plug and play around him because he's that high of an IQ player where he can work with everybody now because he's a piece of that puzzle that is no longer changing. Now, if we start to see Mertens come off the bench again and somebody else play there instead, I wouldn't be surprised if our offense is all of a sudden less attractive than it was before, if it's more confusing, if we're going to be talking again, what are we doing out there because Mertens is not there. So unfortunately, he is of age, so it's not like I can get super excited about what he's going to bring for this team for years to come. But in the past few games, more than that, he's been exceptional. So really, really happy with him.
Yeah, I'm happy with him too. As many probably are thinking, wish he came a little earlier. And it's funny, I don't think he came to be a midfielder either, but he's so smart and so good at this thing called football that he can play there as well. And he succeeded there. So, I don't have anything else to add to the game if you guys have any more to add.
There was one other quick thing I wanted to talk about, and it was Carlos Vinicius. So the last episode that we had, Yasin and I were talking about him, the transfer, what kind of player we think he is, and what we might be able to expect. And then the day after, he played in our cup match, and then he came on in this match in the 70th minute or so. And what did you guys think of him in this match and just so far? Like I
miss Bakambu already.
Yeah, like I'm seeing a lot of different opinions, and like, so with me, so in that cup game, he had one horrific miss, even though I think it was offside. Doesn't really matter for me. Like, he still missed. And like, when I saw him do that, I said, oh my God, ring up Bakambu right now, bro. Ring him up right fucking now and get his ass back on loan. But he ended up scoring that match, and I'm not sure yet what to think. Like, to be honest, I don't think he's going to be that good for us. I'm just going to say that. But it is nice that he has some type of chemistry building with Tete. That's nice. But if you ask my opinion right now, I don't think he's going to be that good for us. What do you guys think?
Well, you heard me say I think Umut Bulut's a better player than him. But I might be speaking too soon, so
yeah. Let
me simmer down a little bit.
Oh, and you know what else I forgot to mention that I found so interesting too? Maybe it's because Bakambu was a little more proven, but bro, when Bakambu came, he had kind of a really rough start with us, I guess you can say. And everyone was like, oh, give him some time, let him settle in and do his thing. And I don't see anyone saying that with Vinicius. Everyone's just like, oh, he's shit, he's trash, get him the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
I mean, listen, what has he done past couple of years?
No,
nothing really.
No, that's the thing. That's why I think people were saying that, because Bakambu has kind of proven in this league and some other good leagues as well. I think that's why that happened. But I had a laugh when I thought about that as well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Yes?
I mean,
yeah.
I don't necessarily have high expectations. It's like whatever, right? How many times did we see Bakambu play for us in the last 6 months? As long as Icardi's healthy, even if he's not 100%, he's going to be playing. And that means Vinicius is not. But it's too early to say as well, right? He's still trying to understand, get a groove for it. Fortunately, as you mentioned, Tete and him seem to be the best of buddies already. That's always a good thing for both players involved. That's good for Tete. Tete has been a little bit disappointing. Hopefully now that he has a buddy, he's going to kind of improve, just morale and general happiness. The happier you are as a player, the better you're going to play. And that's going to help Vinicius get accustomed to the team. There's other South American players in the team, so I don't know. We'll see. That miss was terrible, John. So anybody who saw that miss, I'm sure after that you don't feel anything positive going forward. But he did score, so there's that. He did score at the end of the day. In
He's
that game.
lucky that position was offside anyway.
Either way, John, as John said, it doesn't matter if he was offsides or not. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
We found out he was offsides after, so it's not like he heard the whistle and he said screw it and just shot terribly. No, he tried to score that.
Yeah. And bro, I came to a full realization when I saw that too. When he missed that, I was like, oh my God, he's the type of player that no matter what and where he is, he's going to try to use his left foot. No matter what the fucking situation is, he's going to avoid his right foot at all costs. And it's kind of looking like that. Even though he did score in that cup game with his right foot, still, I can still kind of see that he's always trying to bring the ball on his left foot.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Go ahead, Emre. Is that what you're going to say?
I was just going to say, why we've all played soccer before, football before. How can you not do a tap in with both feet? I feel like that's something you should practice. Let's be real.
Bro, as a professional, are you kidding me?
Bro,
yeah,
let me tell you about a player named Kerem. Bro, like his tap-ins with his dominant foot are even terrible.
Kerem never missed a position like open net like this, and the ball was coming from the ground. Let's be real. He did not miss an open net like this.
Come on.
He missed pretty bad ones. No, I'm not gonna front.
Not just Kerem, bro. World-class strikers miss tap-ins in front of the net sometimes on their dominant foot. It is what it is.
Come on. But this was not even that fast, man.
Yeah, that was bad.
Dude, come on.
Bro, it is, dude, it's just, I was shocked by that, bro. It was the ball wasn't coming across that fast. There was no pressure from any defenders. 90% of the net was wide open. He was really close. He's just uncoordinated with his right foot or something, bro. He just missed it somehow. What the hell?
And not just the cup game, but also this game too. I don't know if you guys remember now, but I think it was towards the end of the game. Obviously, after he got subbed on, Badic came down the right side. He pulled it to his left side after he went down to the goal line.
Mm.
Simple pass right to Vinicius. And Vinicius tried to kind of place it far post with his left foot. Disgusting fucking shot, bro. No power, no nothing. I think it went wide.
It did go wide.
Dude, that was also really bad.
Cardi's why couldn't that have been me? He's standing there just.
Deadass. He was at the far post just watching it all happen. Oh my God, what am I dealing with right now?
He's the opposite end of a magnet. You know when you try to put two magnets together and it repels? He's him and the ball are like that right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, that was
you know what
bad.
Pisses me off on top of that? If he was Brazilian, maybe Tete would actually pass to him. Because he tries to find Vinicius. Right? Yeah, if Icardi was Brazilian, maybe Tete would actually pass to him. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if that's a thing yet. I have to see that a little bit more. I don't know if Tete is avoiding Icardi. I haven't seen that yet, so
I don't know.
Speaking of avoiding, just real quick, during the game, Zaha on the left side had a lot of space, and Tete was wide fucking open on the right side. Opposite side. Zaha could have made that pass and he didn't. Did you guys see that?
There's another one that he could have made to Icardi as well, but he's tried to pass far right again and they stole the ball. What the hell is Zaha doing, bro?
I'm sensing a little bit of frustration with Zaha. Last game, in the cup game actually, specifically, we totally forgot to talk about the cup game. Not that there's a lot to talk about, but Zaha got subbed off before the end of the game when the other team, Bandırmaspor, was actually kind of threatening us. They were coming back a little bit. And you would have thought that a player like Zaha, who's an offensive threat, stays in the game. Hoca took him off as if we were winning 4-0. He put in some bunch of young players or whatever. And then after he got subbed off, Zaha was had his arms open and out to Okan Buruk on the sideline. Why did you take me off kind of situation. So he was not happy there. And surprisingly, he didn't start today. I mean, not today. This last game against Başakşehir. I thought he would start. We talked about it, right? Kerem is not in the best form mentally or his actual performance. He's not in form. I thought it's a great time to play Zaha. Like, Zaha has kind of had decent games. He scored assists or whatever. What better time to bench Kerem and play Zaha? Like, I thought it made perfect sense. It didn't happen. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but I don't know if it was made up either, but apparently after the game, Okan Buruk like mentioned how Zaha, or like maybe it was a general quote, like players can't question like the minutes that they play or how like whether they stay on the game or not. And I think he mentioned Zaha's name. Don't quote me on that, but like, does that sound familiar to you guys? Or
Yes, he said something like that. Yeah, not Zaha in particular, but he said like people need to make the most of the minutes they get.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah, and he has a bunch of players that he needs to give time to, so he can't really be complaining too much.
Yeah. I don't know. I still want to see him start, to be honest, over Kerem. I still think he's quality, but I don't know.
If anything, but like Kerem's just not in the mental state to be playing right now. He's just degressing. So
yeah,
you need to give him some time off. Maybe play him in away games where he has less pressure from fans.
That's a good point.
So I think that's maybe against, who's our next game? Not Europe. It's Ankara Gücü away, I believe. So
that's right.
Maybe we'll see him. We'll see him then. But yeah, speaking of our next game, you guys ready to go and talk about it a little bit before we wrap this up? We're playing Sparta Prague. Or is it Prague? I don't know. I've seen it pronounced both ways. But we play Sparta Prague February 15th at home in the arena. Now, a little emphasis on Sparta Prague as they are leaders in their domestic league and they have been on a very, very good run right now. They're in immense form. So they haven't lost in 11 matches and they're unbeaten in 6 away games. So, what do we think, lads?
Easy.
Alright,
so?
relax.
So, okay, wait. Before I say what I think, I'm curious because Nelson came off injured in the Başakşehir match, right? Is he gonna be able to play? And when is Abdülkerim coming back? That's my question.
Both questions we don't have answers to.
Because then my answer is going to change. Because if Nelson can't play and neither can Abdülkerim, shit. I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Can Layan, bro. Come on. Don't forget the Joker.
I guess.
I don't know.
Listen, he's not going to be at the same level as the other two names, but he's still decent, right? Like, yes, you might not feel as confident about it, but it's not like I feel like fucking Jetson is playing center back thanks to Fatih Terim back in the day.
This man's still stuck on that. Jesus.
I'll never move on from that bullshit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we do still have Khan, but I hope to God one of them can play, Nelson or Abdülkerim. Probably, I think Nelson is more likely, But I don't know. I hate to always be this guy, but I'm sorry. I don't think they're that good, man. I don't think they're that good, man. Like, I just don't think.
Are you watching them?
Bro, so, okay, I haven't watched any full match, like 90-minute match that they've played, but I have watched the highlights for every single one of their Europe games, and I've watched full highlights for a few of their league games. But it's just not that impressive to me beating, like, fucking whoever the hell they have in their league, bro. Like, it's just not that impressive for me. And you guys will see too. Like, I would be surprised if you guys disagreed with me. Go back, watch every single highlight video from all their Europe games. They don't look that good to me. And the time has come now. I've said this, I don't know how many episodes ago it was, and I've said it privately, publicly on the podcast as well. I'm going to be really upset with Okan Buruk. I'm going to be really upset. Really, really upset.
Judgment Day is coming.
If we can't get past them when we had 60 days to prepare for this match with a full transfer window. Well, winter
Can
transfer.
you blame him for that, or do you blame the Uniton for that?
Here comes Emre with the excuses.
I will blame. I'll wrap him up with our management and with our board as well. I'll wrap them all in one. I'm gonna be really, really, really upset because they are not like, this is not a big team we're playing. This should not be difficult for us. It just shouldn't be. This should never be a difficult match for us, bro. We're playing them over 2 legs as well. It's not like we have one match. Fuck, someone got a red card. We got a penalty against us. We bottled the match. There's 2 legs here, bro. If we cannot get past them, I'm going to be really, really upset with Okan and his team, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Just to quickly add on to that, I get it. It's a European match, and I don't think there is such thing as an easy team. But we can't discredit ourselves either. Look what we did against Munich, what we did against United, even against Copenhagen. These are all, in theory, better teams than Sparta Prague because they're in the Champions League group stages. And 2 of the teams, they went to the Champions League ahead of us. You could argue that we should be in the Champions League right now, still. So our team composition, did it really change that much? I mean, we lost maybe our best and most consistent defender, okay. But otherwise, I mean, for the most part, we have stayed the same. Are we in the best form heading into this Sparta Prague game, especially a key player like Icardi? No. But you imagine, and I think history serves true, the players concentrate and focus at a different level when it comes to European football. You see this not just this year, but every single year that we're in the playing European football. When it comes to Thursday night games, Wednesday, Tuesday night games, it's different atmosphere. And we're playing this game at home. So you know that the fans are going to be there. You know that the fans are going to do their job, as always, in creating that European atmosphere.
Are they going to do their job?
I think
Because
so.
last time we played and we were down a goal, they all went quiet instead of, ramping up the team.
Wait,
So,
which
I don't
one?
know.
Which match?
One of the home games, I think it was
Champions
against
League
Bayern.
match?
Yeah, Champions League when we were at home.
Even the
And
Copenhagen
I think
game that I
United
was
as
at,
well.
Even the game that I was at, the Copenhagen game, I think it was 2-0. We were losing. And then we tied 2-2, right? In the last 10 minutes. Those fuckers were fucking quiet, bro. Everybody was clenching their ass, hoping that we somehow turn it around. It's true, Emre. You're right. It's we fall victim to that situation, but for the most part, getting the game started at least, right? Like the fans, they have a lot of responsibilities, whether we're winning or losing, but at least in terms of starting the game off strong and supporting the team, we do a pretty good job with that. So I don't know. I'm not concerned, and just to kind of piggyback off of John, if we fuck this up, then we have a big problem.
I don't have the same positive outlook on this, considering that again, we don't know if Nelson is out completely. We don't even have a left back. It's gonna be either Buddish or Khan. But then if you put Buddish there, and you need Khan for the center back, who's gonna play right wing?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Zaha and Kerem are gonna play for sure.
Look, you have 2 players that are not really producing much lately.
Yeah, but we have to. Who else are we gonna play?
Yeah.
We have no choice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. We don't have a choice. We don't have other options.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, bro. We're saying we don't have a choice, and the choice is Wilfried Zaha, bro. Whoa, I've never heard of such a thing. It's like, oh, fuck,
what do you mean?
We have no choice, bro. We have to play Wilfried Zaha. If someone told me that 1 or 2 years ago, I'd fucking lose it.
Well, is Zaha the old Zaha that we know from 2 years ago, though?
No, but he's still fucking quality, man.
Bro, it's still Zaha playing against Sparta Prague, bro. No matter how you cut it, bro, it's just Sparta Prague. It doesn't matter. They're only so good.
This is a team that we loaned out Semikaya to when we didn't know what to do with him, bro.
Fucking hell, bro. Oh my lord.
Listen, Turkish teams struggle against Czech teams, bro. Let's just be real. Turkey in the Euros or what have you, in the World Cup, not World Cup, World qualifiers, anything. When we go against Czech teams, the Czech, national team, we got destroyed before, and it's just they're like I feel like we're underestimating the hell out of them. I think we should slow our roll just a tad bit here. If I can just bring us back down to earth just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm on Earth, bro. 2 feet on fucking planet Earth, bro. Like I'm fucking gravitied up in this bullshit, bro. Like I'm saying that we should win this game. I'm not saying we should win 5-0 or some shit like that. Like we should win this game at home.
Well, you have to win this game.
Yes, that's what it comes down to as well.
If we don't win at home, let's say we tie it, it's GG's. I think it's done. You're not beating them away.
But bro, like
we still can.
Look look at it through a different lens as well. Like think about, the fucking 3 guys doing the Sparta Prague podcast right now. And they're like, holy shit, bro. Galatasaray haven't lost in 12 matches. They're unbeaten in 12 home matches, bro. Like they have Icardi, Zaha, this, that. They're probably stressing right now. They're like, fuck, we have to go to Istanbul in the first match too. We're fucked, boys. That's it. And we're here saying, fuck, guys, what are we gonna do? We have to play Wilfried Zaha in this match. It just doesn't fucking make sense, bro. Like we have to win this game. There's no other way around it, bro. We have to win this game.
Yeah, obviously we have to win it, but you're saying as if Zaha has been producing miracles game after game. What did he do in the Champions League other than score against Man U?
We don't need miracles to fucking beat Sparta Prague, bro.
Okay, but you don't even have that against anyone in the league properly, bro. What did he do? Like he did well against Trabzon.
Başak shit beat Sparta Prague. Like I don't know what else to tell you, bro.
Yeah, and he didn't perform that well. So what do you want me to say?
The Başakşehir game.
In the Başakşehir game.
Bro, to be honest, anyways, this is maybe getting a little bit out of hand now. We'll see. I can keep going, but
I know you guys can. Don't worry.
Oh, fuck. Dude, if we lose this game, this next episode, fuck. Dude, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to tell you that right fucking now, bro.
I mean, it's not the end of the world for me personally because right now,
because mentally you fucking accepted that we might lose this game.
Also, I find that the league is pretty important right now. Like, all right, Europe is always important.
Yeah.
But like, guys, we're in such dire, in some shit with FFP and financials that we can't even make a transfer. Meanwhile, we have like 60 million in income. On top of the sponsorship deals that Erden Timur made, but then you look at the other side of the picture, you see other teams like Beşiktaş, they don't make any sales, but they bring in like 2 players for like 20-some million euros.
I don't know what the fuck happened there, bro.
Interesting. Right? So if they say, listen, we wanted to focus on the league, so we're not going as hard in Europe, I can accept it. In Champions League, I would never accept it. Like, every game, I want us to go out to win, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of teams do that. They want to focus on the league. But if Okan Buruk wants to go hard and try to win this game, doesn't matter for me either. At the end of the day, I will accept that we are leaders in the league and we're heading towards the championship. So if that means having to cut out Europa League, I'll accept it. I don't know.
All right, then. Should we give score predictions then, or?
I don't do that.
All right, Yasin, should we give the score prediction?
Yeah, let's do it. Sparta Prague at home. I'll say Gala. Bro, I'm just going to keep going with the same prediction. 3-1 win. Even though I've been wrong, I'm just going to say it again. 3-1 win.
All right. Emre changed my mind. I'm going to go Sparta Prague 4-0.
There you go.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm going to say...
Yo, imagine that happens now.
Fuck. Oh, dude, if that happens, it's going to be a riot on this podcast next week. I'll tell you that. But I'll say 2-0 for us, of course. I'll say 2-0.
Okay.
I'm going to say, with that said, guys, this has been episode 79.
Wait. So, sorry. That game is on the 15th, which is Thursday. Fucking Thursday night football, bro. I already missed the Champions League.
Is this what you destroyed my segue for, Yasin?
No. I was gonna say
I had a perfect segue.
I'm trying to understand if we were gonna do the next episode after the Ankara Gücü game, which is on Sunday. So do we want to make predictions for that game too while we're at it? That's what I was gonna say. Do you guys foresee us making an episode between Thursday night and Sunday?
It's possible, bro. It's possible. I might have to just solo an episode if we lose that game. Oh my lord, bro.
Oh my god.
And if we win, I'm just gonna make a quick prediction. I already fucking said it.
All right.
Ankara Gücü, that's away, and this is a whole situation. I don't know if you guys see it, but their pitch is awful, and we don't want to play on it. But they're adamant about playing on it because I don't fucking know. I guess they want to sell some tickets and make a little bit of revenue, but that's not established yet. What's going to go on with that? In the past, TFF has moved games from stadium to stadium because of pitch, so hopefully they do it for us. They did it for Fener and Beşiktaş before.
They never did it for us, as far as I can remember, and we've asked them multiple times.
Yeah, so hopefully they do that because a player recently got injured on that same pitch and is out for the next 7-8 months. So hopefully that's a reason to move it. Anyways, with that said, Ankara Gücü, they are... Let me take a quick look at the standings. They are in 11th, mid-table. As close to relegation as they are third place, essentially, which is kind of crazy, sort of. Anyways, I think we'll win that game too. It'll be tough. I'm going to say 2-1 win away for that game.
Yeah, that's hard. And now I'm worried about this whole thing. I didn't realize that. But I'm going to say 1-0 then. 1-0. One goal in like the 85th minute to win it. And that's it. And
Let's feel
90
like a game like that.
Yeah, right. In 90 minutes of a shit show after a European game as well, where we're gonna play amazing, a great performance, and then everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna destroy Ankara Gücü now," and we have to rely on like Vinicius scoring some scrappy ass goal in the 90th minute. I've seen it all too many times, but anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm guessing you're not adding anything to that.
Do you want me to add something to that, Yasin?
No. You can close it now, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay. I have the clearance from you two, John, to close it.
Oh, be my guest, please.
Okay. With that said, this has been episode 79 of The Lion's Den. Thank you all for joining us. You can find us at Twitter and Instagram, and our handle is at The Lion's Den GS. You can hit us up with questions if you want to invite to our Discord where we talk, watch games together, just hang out. Hit us up, send you an invite. And with that said, you guys take care and peace out.
Peace.